truly healed when you no longer are waiting for closure. Sometimes, many a times, people wrong us and they leave our lives like we didn't mean nothing to them. And when they leave our lives, they go and celebrate. In every twosome, whoever leaves you unfairly, without giving you any closure. But by the end of the relationship, you knew how they treated you. And if you're somebody who invests everything, you had such faith, such commitment, you give it all. You had puppy love for this person in whatever capacity. And when they turn that puppy love around and they leave you, ghost you, or don't ghost you, but never give you closure for why they treat you the way they do, and they are gone. They are gone in a way where you don't check for them even when they leave you. And that's the type of person you are. We live in a society where we are mistaken for the 90% of women and men who chase. You're not the one who chases, but when you are with this person in any capacity, you don't give up on the relationship till the end. This person may treat you like a nobody, like a beggar, like a servant, may kick you, drop you, hit you, abuse you, hate you, to the worst where they go out with individuals who also hate them, and they use you to hate on them more by telling them you're with a joker by your side. And you can be a friend even, you can be a family, or most times you're a lover. And these people put so much importance from things that come out of clowns' mouths. They leave you and they don't realize who's beside them. And people who don't realize who's beside them, they will never value or never give you the place in their life that you truly deserve. But these are the same people who do not understand or value your presence, but make sure that you treat them like the king, like the queen. So while they have 20 other options, you're not supposed to have any option. While they are trifling and cheating on you morning, evening, night, you're supposed to be loyal to them. I've been in places where I've been cheated on multiple times by the same man, and I've waited for closure for years. Now I never want to see that man's face again. To be honest, when somebody does not realize who is beside him, who is beside her, you give up. You're not one who tell them, oh, look who's beside you. But you will tell them, if I'm not beside you, I will not be under you. If you want another beside you, if you want another man beside you when I am here with you, taking your shit, and you want to chuck me out because you want to bring somebody else inside, you let them go. Because you may feel like you're dying while you're living, because that's how much you love this person. But this person wants everybody else to love them. And people who love them, they don't value them because you already love them. So who the fuck are you? Until you're gone out of their lives. And there comes a point in your life where you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait for closure. Until one day, you just feel like shit when you even think of his name or her name. Because sometimes people let so much time pass to confess what they've done. A normal apology, a sincere apology is what you deserved. You didn't expect for this person to come back to you after they left you for another bitch, after they left you for another man, after they believed that set of friends, after they chose their family over you, their colleagues over you. If a man or woman who is in an intimate relationship with you can't respect you, why the fuck will the world respect you? And the fact that they are bad-mouthing you when you are actually sent by God, the people who are surrounding them are snakes, they are laughing at them because they don't want them to be happy. And if these people want to leave you, want to drop God's child, man and women, to go to a karmic man or woman, who's at loss? Who is the fool? You're not the fool, but you play the fool when you're with them, don't you? Because you know exactly what's happening around you when it's concerning this person who you would not even think of double crossing. Because that's the individual you are, that's the spirit you carry. You're in face value, just like everybody else. That's why they put you in a box. Unfortunately, relationships are failures when that one person you spend day in, day out with in any capacity, and they can't recognize you, and when they get swayed by people who may be before or after you in their life. Some men and some women do not have backbones, so they get swayed by sex, and those are the cheapest men and cheapest women. I don't make content for them, and I've had many exes who are like that, so you. But if you've wasted time with a man and a woman like that, you've probably been through trauma with that man and that woman. Because in any twosome, if both are hoes, fine. But if one is a wifey, one is a husband material, and the other one is a man hoe, a woman hoe, you can't help it. You can upgrade them. These people are opportunists. They will use your resources. They will use your mind. They will use your body. They'll use your spirit. And this is the same man, the same woman who will tell you, oh my God, you look taken when I first saw you. But they come with an intention of breaking you because how dare you not look at me? How dare you not treat me like a player when every other bitch treats me like a player? Because players are always put on pedestal by women, by men, because they don't understand what it is. So they chase and they lick their asses. And these men like to be chased. They're sissy men. These women like to chase. They're masculine women. When you, as a woman, as a man who's got your own, irrespective of where you stand in life, financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, one thing that you know is when you give up on somebody finally, you give up on them. You're not over here to firstly compare yourself with the type of women, the type of men, as a man or woman, to compete with those people. So when you walk into someone's life, you walk in with an expectation of being reciprocated the same respect that you give, the same love that you give. And that's where we go wrong, because people like us is 10% in this devil's world. This is devil's playground. 90% of people are users, abusers. So at the end of the day, when the equation is already faulty, you will try to write the equation because that's the person that you are. Unfortunately, when we are surrounded by individuals who do not believe in goodness, who do not have morals, who do not have values, as a human being, I don't know who raised them, but at the end of the day, they never saw commitment in their life. They never saw loyalty in their life, because if they've seen it, they would value you. And who've seen it, those two people are still together. Because many people can be in a relationship, many people can be lovers, many people can be husbands and wives, best friends, colleagues, whatever. Nobody knows what's happening between the two of them, because unfortunately the world lives for an image. You don't live for an image. You genuinely love this person. Truly, honestly. You would take the shirt off your back for this man, for this woman, who would go under 1,000 men and women in a heartbeat, as long as they look good. Hard truth of the society, when you don't live for an image, you're the one who will get for the most. Either by people you know, or either by people you don't know, or because people who know you will take you for granted because you don't live for an image, you do everything with your heart. Or people who don't know you, when you don't live for an image, you don't give them importance, so they think you're too high and mighty. And when you finally see the disrespect, when you finally see people going behind your back that you call your people are actually not your fucking people, you don't want to be in that environment anymore. You don't want to be related to that man, to that woman in whatever capacity anymore. So when they catch an attitude of initially wanting you to chase them, so they purposely start coming up with games and tactics that these playboys and these girls come up with, like chasing, ghosting, acting up, cheating, whatever. For you, it doesn't matter. For you, this man is a turn off. This woman is a turn off. So he can have the best body, the best abs, he can have the best bitch on his dick. Same for women. She can have the best men on her vagina. You still don't care. They don't mean shit to you. Now they belong to that 90%. You chose the man, even though he let you go. You chose the woman, even if she let you go. You're not the one to chase them back, because you're not one of those 90% of those women that they have past history with, 90% of men that they have past history with, especially lovers, but even friends and family. So right off. Because when you're not respected in a place, and you've already been disrespected by the same man, the same woman, for however long you put up with it, but you still were loyal to this individual, until one day you saw, you noticed, you clocked, and you said, I don't want to live this anymore. One fine day you just decided, I'm not going to take it anymore. And one fine day you left. And when you leave, you realize you left a twosome where the other person had already checked out emotionally, physically, sexually, mentally, everywhere possible. The reason why you've left this relationship now, when you are somebody who's a ride or die, when you are somebody almost like a pushover, so they think, But you're somebody who's taking it. While they think that you are not even understanding what they're doing, while they think that you're a dum-dum who doesn't realize all the trifling games that they're playing behind your back, you exactly know, where has this man gone for a couple hours in between the day while he's with you? Why is he suddenly cancelling plans overnight with you? Because some just called him over with his legs apart. Same for men. When this just not showing up when you have plans. When your chick, so you say, my wifey, is not your f***ing wifey. She's f***ing your best friend, your brother, your father even. Do you know that? At the end of the fucking day, one of the most frustrating things that can happen is when you are put in a box with men and women of this type. When you're put in a box because you dated a man or woman of this type who fucks with this type. I've been victim of it. I've had a man who went to the bathroom to speak for hours, calling somebody mama, and said, oh, that's just my sister. So at the end of the day, these trifling men, these trifling women, they think they look good. And unfortunately, men want to play women and want to be chased in this world. Women want to play men and act all masculine, but they still want to have equality between men and women where the gender roles are f***ed up. Where the hell do you and I go where we know how to show up as a man, how to show up as a woman with our feminine and masculinity intact? We feel lost and we try to make something. We try to turn a hoe into a husband. We try to turn a hoe into a fucking wifey. Unfortunately, we don't know when to quit. And the shit hits the fan when this man, this woman leaves you for hope. And then these hoes together make a pact and talk about you. Look at his clothes, look at her clothes, look at her hair, look at his mother, look at her father, whatever it may be. But these are hoes. You were with a hoe. You were with the slut of a man, a slut of a woman. And these prostitutes want to talk about you because these prostitutes have importance in the society we live in. Because people don't know what they carry inside. Because everything's on fucking face value where we live for an image. And you don't fit in. And when you, once in a while, get a man, a woman like this, you want closure from them? Because men and women like this do not have the capacity to see beyond an image. They're born into this world, they die, their parents, their bloodline, their dating history, their friend circle, they're all surrounded by people who value image. There's no loyalty within them. And unfortunately, sometimes God will choose you and I to be with a man or woman like this and end up giving our hearts to them. Because sometimes we end up seeing their spirit, which is tainted. And so we feel bad for their spirit. You and I have been in situations with a man, with a woman who's crying to you about his own family, who's crying to you about her own family. They're crying to you about their life. They show you they're most vulnerable and why we are the way we are. So you feel bad and you try to heal them and you continue doing things for them. As a woman, you continue playing his mother, his sister, his best friend. As a man, you continue playing her father, her brother, her best friend. You'll do everything to a point where you forget about your own happiness. You forget about feeding your own self, but you feed him. You forget about your own self, but you feed her. And what do? Spit on your face? Go back to the family, to the friends, to the snakes who's bad-mouthing you, and they're enjoying that conversation because through you they get to build a relationship with them. That's a low life of a man, of a woman who's sleeping with you while they're texting other bitches, while they're texting other man while you are in his arm, while you are in her arm. So there comes a point for 10% of us where we no longer want closure from these people. If anything, we just want these people to stay the fuck away from us. Normally, most times, these people just leave your life. These people don't have the conscience to say sorry, to say, hey, I messed you up mentally. I screwed up your life. I fucked up your livelihood. I fucked your best friend. I messed up with your sister, with your brother, with your mother, with your father. I was involved with your family to screw you up. They will never confess any of it. But when karma happens, when life happens, when God answers them for who they hurt, they want to come back and be like, I am so sorry. Hi, babe, we should do brunch. Hi, babe, I'm in love with you still. Whatever the fuck it may be. And at this point, you're like, low-key want to puke even thinking about their names. Their face is ugly to you. Your body rejects them, even if they're not there in their physical reality. Now, you just don't want them around you. Why? Because when people leave us by ourselves, in our most vulnerable and broken selves, and when they go out and celebrate simultaneously when we are broken to a point where sometimes we may be even thinking if you don't want to live anymore. But at the same time, this man, this woman is going on trips, getting his dick wet, getting a pussy wet, going out with his family, his friends. So they want to fuck you over, and then they want to go and build their life by fucking you over. And then when nothing goes according to plan because God, and when they finally realize they're not fucking gods, and when you finally move on and you're completely okay by yourself, nobody knows how much you have to be broken down while you are with him, while you are with her, and after even, because they break you down, because that's the narcissistic spirit they have within them. But you still rise up. You take the time. You take the time to heal without any expectations of this person wanting to come back in your life, without any expectations of you even expecting an apology from this person. When in the beginning you expected this person to come around, apologize, either they came around so quickly, but they did the same thing over and over again, by now you're just fucking done, or they never came around for years. They left you to die. They left you to cry while they painted the fucking town red, living their best lives. And now after years they want to understand how life is, how people are. They had some kind of fucking awakening, and now they want to feel bad for what they've done to you and every other person like you. I will never give anybody the satisfaction to apologize to me. They will die in that guilt. You should be that way too. Not because you're sour, because you are now having boundaries in your life, because you don't want those past dirty low-class energies in your life. Because these energies were incubus, succubus energies. They stole from you. They drained you. They physically harmed you, emotionally harmed you, sexually harmed you, mentally harmed you, spiritually harmed you. And they were attached to people who used them as conduit to suck from you. Why would you want this man back? Why would you want this woman back? Did they think of you when they were getting under another bitch, when they were getting under another man, when they were gossiping about you with their friends, with their family? No. So why do they want to come back now? Why? Because nobody's like you in their life? Yes, nobody is, because you're 10%, and they'll probably not find anyone like you in lifetimes. And then they had the audacity, instead of coming back, to find you in someone else. And when they couldn't, now they want to come back? That's more of a disrespect for you. Why? Because are you that easy? Are you that cheap to let anyone come in and come out as and when they please? Because that's what they've done, right? For how many of years and months that you've allowed this person to leave your life? This person knew exactly where you stayed, your phone number, whatever. And if they didn't have any of it, they would just show up where you were, in public or in private, and then have a chat with you. Little do you know, this person is going to go back home to the same bitch, the same dude. And they're probably going to discuss everything that you guys spoke about. That's how low class these people are. Some people don't have conscience. And when we are surrounded by a man and women in any capacity who is of that spirit, they're never going to change. And even if they've changed, it's too late. It's done for you. You don't have the same feelings for this man. You don't have the same feelings for this woman. At the end of the day, us, 10%, don't think from our dicks. Don't think from our vaginas. We know exactly who we are. We may have lost our way. We may have chased a playboy, a playgirl, and they f***ed us over in the bargain. And they today are living their best lives, or maybe they're not. And maybe today they're back thinking, oh, look at me, I've changed. It took you years to confess what the f*** you did. It took you months to confess what the f*** you did. If somebody really felt bad, they'd come and tell you immediately. People, the way they treat you, how they handle things when they make mistakes is very different than a person who's a f*** boy, who's a f*** girl. An immature sissy man, an immature diva, want to play the victim. They want to be rescued. And they always want to tell the world when they leave a good man, a good woman, a good relationship, oh my God, that man was a creep. That woman was a creep. I had to get them off me. Ugh, they were so much like a leech. That's what they said about me. That's what they said about you. When they left to go to the hole, they didn't know the hole was a hole then. But then when they find their own self in somebody else, that's the best karma. And that's what I wish. For everyone who's wronged me, may you meet someone exactly like you 10,000 times worse. So you know exactly who you had. So yeah, the bitch will be better looking than me. The dude will be better looking than you. Or whatever it may be. Now go stick with her. Don't f***ing come here. Now go stick with him. Don't go back to him. Because at the end of the day, these people are opportunists. I don't know if they truly genuinely ever change, and if they even do, what makes them think that you want to wait on somebody who's broken you and who laughed about your brokenness and then who gathered a crowd of people to discuss your brokenness and laugh more at you? That's the man you were with. That's the woman you were with. Lovers, friendship, family. And that hurt is enough for us to never do that again. So even if we've moved on today, that hurt will always stay. And for you and I, for people who are genuinely good people who are here to just commit, live the best life with people around us and bring people up with us as we go up, these are the same people who bring us down. And when we go down, they leave to get somebody else. So knowingly or unknowingly, while you are leveling this man up, while you are leveling this woman up in 3D or in 5D, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, firstly, material, these people only value that. So let them go. Nobody cared about your tears. Nobody cared about you. And most importantly, that man you were laid up with, he didn't give a f*** about you. That woman you were laid up with didn't give a f*** about you till shit hit the fan in their own lives. And now they want to come to the safe bed again because they've always done that.